do. I gotta stop doing that. Doing something here. Okay. So now I need another set of refineries for what? I need 9 of them for turbo fuel. Yeah, I don't think I'm fitting 9 here. I mean, I do have all that space over there, and that is where the compacted coal is, and all I would have to do is just run the fuel line, because everything else has been integrated into the old system. And by everything else, I just mean the old polymer resin to plastic system already had the water for the 4th thing. The 3rd machine was already hooked up. I just had to turn that on, turn everything to 100%, and now it's going through the total system's 240 polymer resin as fast as they can make it, turning it into plastic. So yeah, no, I think that'd be the easiest thing to do, is to just take this fuel line and run it over there, and then build the 9 turbo fuel refineries over there. Which I should probably adjust the blueprints and make a refinery blueprint for those. Do. I know there's probably got to be other people, but I would say probably fewer people than more people use the blueprint thing, like on demand, wherever they are. It's easier. So let's load the. So it needs an input. It actually needs the residual fuel thing, or the residual plastic thing. There it is. Man, where's the undo button? Oh well. I guess I selected the pipe too. Alright, so now that should be good. Upgraded to Mark IV. Yeah, thank you. Whatever just happened. Like, thanks. This pipe doing the worm across the freaking thing. I mean, I kind of don't care about the extra power from the extra pumps that are probably not needed, but I know any place where you go from level to up, you need a pump. So every place where it does the worm, you need a pump at the lowest point before the highest point. I mean, that's probably pump overkill, but it's getting fuel here. I don't care. So the input's all ready to go. Well, it's funny, as I said that, it made me change my mind like 4 times about the next thing I was about to say, is this part is now primed all the way up to the machines, which is why all the pumps are off. But now this has to fill, which thankfully it won't take too long because it's running at, what, 240, I think? Let's see. No, 200. Yeah, it's running at 200, so... And you don't want to turn stuff on until the fluid buffer is primed all the way up to... You want the whole fluid thing to shut off. No air gaps. Because air gaps means that the machines filling up the pipes are trying to fill up the air gaps and run the machines. And if you remove the air gaps, the only thing that the part can do, whatever part it is fill up the machine, because it doesn't have to fill up the gaps. I mean, so long as you produce more than you consume with whatever machine, it will almost always auto-regulate itself to be primed anyway, because you're producing more than it's consuming. But never if you're consuming the exact amount that you're producing. And thinking about that, I was thinking about my rotors and motor machines back at the base, and with machines like that, the same is true to where if the belts aren't full, then there's going to be gaps because it's not primed. The conveyor belts aren't primed, which means you got to turn everything off and then turn each series of machines from the start, the input, the ore, all the way to the end on in sequence as they get primed. Unless you're making more of a particular part. It's the same thing as supply and demand. If they're always equal, it'll never prime the system because they're equal. And the only way to get it primed and to be equal at the same time is to prime it before you turn it on. And the same is true for liquids as it is for parts. Because liquids are still parts. Now, let me connect the output. And that's how many fuel generators? I have that written down somewhere. Let me see. 22. I need 23 fuel generators. So, that'd be what? 6 sets of 3 would be 18. Well, another, so 7 sets of 3. Let me write that down. 7 sets of 3. 1 extra. 1 extra fuel generator. No, that isn't right either. So I need 8 sets of 3 to get 24, and then turn off the last one. So, make 8 sets of 3. No, wait, that's for fuel generator. I can't do 8 sets of 3. What am I even thinking about here? I'm not thinking, is what I'm doing. I'm just recording myself staring at this fuel ball. Okay, so this doesn't have to be perfectly lined up with the fuel generator. So I need 23. I think 23 would be 22, so I need 11 fuel generators. I can't fit 11 fuel generators going this way. Not in a straight line, anyway. Yeah, whatever. I guess I'll just make pairs of 11 and then make it turn the corner here. Sky pancake. Wrong tube. That worked out pretty nice by accident. So level 3. It is level. Oh, it's because I'm. Hang on, let me fix that. Gotta let the coal prime in the belt up to the box. Then let this get primed. I mean, priming the fuel ball would be the same. I'm just gonna leave it. It's one extra thing that I'm gonna forget later, so yeah. So, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10. I need another what? 13. I need another 14 of them. Alright, let me look at this thing here. Yeah, I need another. So I need 22 at 100%, and then a 23rd one. So it'd be. I need 13. So yeah, 6 would be another 12, and then I would pair the 6 off. I guess I have to skip this way. No, I can put that here. Thank you, Powerful, for being in the exact spot to throw off the alignment in the moment that it's about to line up. Thank you. So this is what, 20? So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, that's 20. So I need 3 more. Do I want to put them down there, or do I want to put them right here? Whatever, I'll put them here. You were missing 3 screws. Set it to a fraction of a percent lower than the total. So it's like an eyedropper's more than what is being consumed, so it couldn't possibly ever run out. Not that I'm concerned with it running out, because I'm not, but... And now I just have to wait for this to be full. And for the machines to shut off. And just something to do while I wait. Now, even if it wanted to, for any reason, do the thing that people call slosh, it can't go anywhere but forward, whether it be through the valves or the pipes or the pumps. Jeez, 700 something meters away. I can see a power slug. Or not. I thought that was a power slug. That's just slug though. Yeah, I don't know what I was muted for, but when I saw those power slugs, I thought that was a power slug, and that was a power slug. And so many years of playing FPS games, it's not anything that I have control over, but like, I don't even know how my brain does it. But like, if you want to be jump scared by a piece of dust on your screen, then play the game Rust. Because that piece of dust on your screen might be a very bad piece of dust on your screen. Up there, that could be a sniper. Okay, so I was gonna see if there was a close copper node, but no. I was hoping to just get something for sheets. I'm gonna have to manually turn on all of these because you have to have them off to prime them. And the coolest part in my mind about this design is it will run off of one pipe. The reason why is the entire pipe, fluid ball, machines, and everything is entirely primed before I turn on the first generator. So then it's only ever replacing whatever gets used immediately after it's used. If it were a revolver, there's always another round in the chamber for the next cycle. Okay, so this is full, these are off. I imagine coal is plenty backed up enough. Yeah, it's plenty backed up. So now I can turn it on. So let's see what our battery's at. We're at 50%. And now this should be the power pole that's only connected to only the generators, so I can see what the total power output is. And then I can just patch it into the main line here. So here we go. There's a pretty good chance I messed something up somewhere. But it should be fine. So I'm now out of the battery again and charging the battery at, what was it? Like 5,000, 6,000? Like 5,000. Be charging like 40 minutes. And I gotta add more batteries. So the peak that we're looking at here is, what was that? Go 4,200 consumption. And it's not that much farther from the total blue line. So pretty much every machine that could be doing something is. Maybe see a big blob of green lights here. I mean, really, about the only machines that I've got is the steel, the assemblers, and the rotor and the motor factory back at the base. It feels like the budget meme. Can somebody help me balance my budget? You know, they got like $100 for food and like, you know, $100 for this thing, and then $6,000 for candles. And then the person says to him, well, why don't you not spend so much money on candles? And then the person just replies to them, no. In my case, it's not really machines that are doing stuff that's eating the power so much as, you know, all the hypertubes and the excess water pumps. No, but my factory back at the base is making lots of parts. And consuming lots of parts to make more parts. Which, now that this is on, I don't know if I have any unique stuff. Let me take the unique stuff back to the base. And just leave all this stuff in the crazy sorter here. This thing looks so cool. I mean, I don't like that it clips on itself. It might not clip on itself because it's basically, no, it does. No, wait, does it? No, it does. Because otherwise it would be spaced one higher. It's kind of cheating because it clips on itself, but it saves space. So I can just go over to the input box. This is the input box, right? Go over to the input box and just dump everything in the box. I need the fuel. Yeah, I don't know what I would do without those 6 screws in my inventory. I need those. Well, good thing I just took these out of the box. But yeah, because it's a new video, to anybody that hasn't seen the other one where I said that one time. But this is a toolbox sorter. It's got 16 items and it's all base 16 parts. Like, you know, plates, rods, rotors, all the stuff that like you required to build stuff with. And I've got it as a blueprint, so I could be anywhere and throw this thing down and throw my inventory in it. And like, it's basically to separate the building stuff from all of the junk stuff, the other stuff like the spheres and the handful of stuff that you don't have full stacks of, or like why I have stators over here, I don't know, but go throw this resin in the resin box. It'll chew through it. I think there's a resin box. The resin box is over here. This will just make obelisks until it gets full. And since I hardly use them, I mean, I guess I could put a sorter back at the base and merge them into this line. I probably should do that. Where's the obelisk output? I mean, I could merge it into any one of these lines. So I think I'm done over here. Let me go catch the obelisks before they get back to the sorter. I think they might have upped the speed on hypertubes. I kind of want to put the obelisk sorter up at the front, because if I don't, then I'll have to put it at the back and then run a line up to the front. But I think it's going to be one of those things that once the box is full, I'm just going to throw it in the box. So or in the awesome sink. Like, once the box is full, it's just gonna go in the awesome sink. Because what am I gonna do with a box of nobelisks? Nobelisks. And yes, my base is like the Homer meme where he gets liposuction. It's all relatively nice and neat on the top. And it is just a complete, like, cable gore in the bottom. I haven't heard this song yet. How do I want to handle this? I kind of want the Nobelisk to be up here where the awesome sink is. I mean, I could put another awesome sink down there and not bother with this. There's not enough room. I just gotta put it down here. Man, these freaking pipes, and they're backed up too. Wow, are they backed up? Jeez. Nah, I just gotta turn the amount of pipes. I've avoided doing it this whole time, and it's the only thing that's gonna fix it. The only thing that's gonna fix the pipe problem is adjusting the output. Because I'm making more than I'm consuming. I mean, not really a big surprise. And with the way they've got everything set up, like, and I still need to put in the sorter for the Nobelisk. But these are just like completely full. I think I've only got the stator machine that consumes pipes. I think that's the only thing. Stators. Yeah, it's just stators and heavy modular frame, which I just learned, which will chew through the rubber. This needs what, 20 per minute? I'm gonna have to check my steel. I only have what, 3 things that make steel pipes. And there are the Nobelisks to spite me. I mean, it's not like they're going anywhere. How am I gonna handle this? You know, I could do something where this section just remerges back into this section and just keeps looping the stuff. Because if it keeps looping it, I don't have to duplicate the thing that sorts it into the consumption box. The thing that mitigates overflow. Like if there's an overflow, like in this case where there's the rubber overflow and the pipe overflow, and it's all because I didn't set my machines and I didn't check it and I never got around to checking it. Like, but yeah. If I just cycle this back through, I should probably cycle it back through to the first tower. Oh, and look at this, I have a merger. I've spent most of this playthrough wasting time doing stuff like this. But I mean, this is more entertaining sometimes to just go off on a tangent than make a factory, because I mean, making factories is fun, but it can get a little stale because it's pretty uniform. I mean, everything has to be exact. And not only does it have to be exact, there's not really much variation in it. I mean, it's not that I don't know what the problem is and I don't know how to fix it. I'm just making too many steel pipes and I gotta go turn machines off. It's kind of fun to solve this problem, because, you know, just to mess with the sorter. So this should merge back into the auto regulator on the first machine. So anything that gets caught in the overflow will be continually cycled through the overflow. And the reason why that's important is it gets cycled into these boxes where they get sorted and then stored and then split between the parts box and any machine that consumes them. So yeah, I think that's the simplest fix for that. And right now the nobelisks are just going into the container down there. And I can't really delete that container. So I guess what I could do is patch the other container into the overflow. But run it through an output that sorts out the nobelisks, and then fix it later. Because I can't fix it now because I've got all of these pipes. And I'm not throwing them in the awesome sink. No. You are missing 5 screws. And I'm missing pipes. That whole tower is just pipes. That whole tower is just pipes. I mean, you can see it consuming the pipes as it goes. But once this is empty and all filtered back into there, eventually all of those pipes will be filtered back into the machines that consume them. Like, but again, that's not the problem. I'm really only consuming 20 pipes per minute without the heavy modular frame thing, and that's going to be a project in itself, even getting one of those running. I mean, what I could do is I could just set up a manual one back at the back right over by the hub, and set up a manual computer manufacturer, set up a bunch of manual manufacturers, just throw parts in, especially the heavy frame one that chews through the rubber and chews through the what's it called, and the pipes. So yeah, but first let me do this, make it sort like a sorter thing. The no bellisks are the exception. Same thing with the powder, or the bullets, or anything like that. Like, they're the exception to don't throw stuff into the awesome sink. No. I I was hoping that I wouldn't get dragged into this thing. Ah, yes. The most convenient placement. You know, I think I'm just gonna turn off. Well, I can't turn off all of the steel pipes. And it doesn't make sense to just arbitrarily turn them off. I'm just procrastinating going to see how much steel pipes, and it's only the stator machines. I don't know why I'm confused about it. Like, there's not some hidden machine that's eating parts that's like... So that's what, 45? I only need 45 total. And you know something? Because I have such a crazy backlog of parts, I'm just gonna shut them off and let it catch up. That's crazy. So this goes to coal. I mean, I have so many steel pipes I will probably never catch. And this just makes it easier. Because then, once I'm caught back up, I haven't thrown any out. I haven't lost any time because it'll just pick right back up when I turn the machines back on at the rate that they're consuming parts anyway. And I'm not really losing steel like I would be in the early game. In the early game, you need as many parts as you can get of a particular part. What'd you get? An awesome sink. Not inherently bad, but not really great either. So, I think this one is pipes. This is beams, and this one is pipes. That's 20. You're going off. What is this over here? Oh, it's the expanded steel. I think I just made beams out of this. Okay, so there's 20 pipes out of the mix. But like I said, I was having fun with the sorter. Making excuses to, you know, and winning shower arguments over the non-existent person that I'm talking to. Makes me think of the time a long time ago I was doing a Satisfactory live stream, and the person, they couldn't figure out why I was talking to myself in an empty chat room. And it's like, I could see how they could see that. Like, I could see how they could see it that way, but they didn't like when I explained that it was, I'm talking to the video because it's a recording. So anybody watching the video, I'm talking to any potential person that's watching the video in the future. And chat just gets included in that. Like, I could respond to chat, and it would be recorded too. So I'm not just talking to me, I'm talking to any potential viewer watching the video, which... I wouldn't say they were, like, angry or anything, but they didn't hang around the street. And I'm not gonna say who it is, but I have seen somebody do that. They were doing a stream, and they were talking to chat and responding to chat's responses for the video on demand, for the recording portion of the stream, but there was nobody in the chat room. I came in and he's asking chat questions, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Convincing myself to leave the pipes on for no reason, and then wonder why I've got an overflow. Why is the tower up past the sky thing? Up past? Oh, it's because you didn't turn it off. Or ever check whatever your rate was. Yeah, but I might need those pipes. But the thing is unless those pipes are being consumed at a parts per minute rate, you don't need them. And the simplest solution for a toolbox, I do it a complicated way where I siphon off X amount of parts and then like let the machine get backed up, and then it continues filling up the parts box and then goes back to normal rate of speed. That saves me from doing the other thing, which is the simplest thing. The simplest thing is to, once you know how to make a part, you make a dedicated factory to just making just that part, just for a parts box. Then you don't have to worry about affecting the rate of flow if you grab parts out of the box. But since these are all relatively low priority parts, you know, like going all the way up to the highest priority ones that are making, which are the, you know, the frames and the motors, relatively high, you know, relatively high, but yeah. The easiest way is to, if you need plates in a box that you plan on using and building and not worrying about overflow or making parts slow down for other machines or whatever, then yeah, you just make a dedicated sheet machine that fills up just the sheet machine. Just that box. I opt for the slightly more complicated way where it splits off the stuff from the line to fill off the part box, because it saves me the time of having to make a dedicated machine that fills up the part box. But yeah, I got to run frames over here, and I don't want to. I don't really need to, but I should. I still have to deal with the nobelisks. And I came up here for pipes, or no, came up here for these. Throw this junk in the sorter. Oh no! Oh no! What was I doing? Right, it was something down here. I was connecting the parts line and I ran out of parts. No. I do like that mode for the conveyors. It is useful. Okay, so that's the output to the input. Which will then sort whatever thing continually back through this thing. And only filter out the nobelisks. Which, you know, I should just feed it back into the overflow that gets filtered back into the sorting thing and then stops. But see, then it's still on a loop anyway. You know what, I'm just gonna filter out the nobelisks and leave this, submerge it later. Oh, crap. What is that? Is that limestone? No, I just should have shut them off and tuned it to what I was consuming, but because I wasn't making a lot of them per minute and I wasn't consuming them per minute, and I knew I was going to need them in the future, I did want a backlog of parts. Okay, so all of the steel pipe machines are now off. So that Nobelisk machine is going to chew through that box of pipes and then shut off. And all of the ones that are recirculating around the overflow will eventually be fed into the stator machine. Like I said, it was kind of an intentionally on purpose problem. Because it's not that it's stale. I don't know how to, I'm articulating it really badly. Like, it's not like anything to solve when it comes to making a factory. Like, it's just, yeah, I mean, like, there's no puzzle involved. But my reasons in the beginning for leaving the pipe machines on and not consumed and storing the pipes, that is the real reason why I did it initially, is I had to. I wasn't sure what changes they had made or exactly how much steel pipes I was gonna need for whatever need at whatever time arose. So the easiest thing to do was to store them and to make use of messing with the sorter that I built. And it hasn't broken anything. I mean, I'm not in a hurry, and it's not like I'm on a time clock or anything. I'm not in a hurry to progress through the thing, like. So that should be fine down there. It'll filter out all the Nobelisks into the Nobelisk box. and then recirculate everything through the wheel of pipes till eventually it ends up in the overflow filter, which is this one. This is the original overflow, and this is the backup overflow, and that's the backup for the backup down there, that storage tower. Filters beams, plastic, and pipes. And all of this was full with plastic. So I got a concrete issue too. No. Well, I guess I could just shut off all the concrete until it chews through the concrete, because I have a little bit of concrete and I have like 6 cases of encased beams. And it's about time management. I didn't have to make a dedicated factory to make the steel beams or the encased beams, because I already had surplus parts and everything else left over from not having a sorter. And the whole time that they've been running and making the excess concrete and everything else, they're now stored in the box over there. That's all just encased beams. So, let me go shut off concrete. I think, yeah, the only concrete that I have coming in from the system is from here. Or not here, is from the concrete up above the thing. The only way it would be lost time and a waste of time to store the parts, and a waste of time on top of all that to throw the parts into the awesome sink or just delete them because you don't want to deal with them, is if you throw them into the awesome sink. And in so many words, it was necessary to do what I did in the way that I did it because of the way that I did what I did in the way that I did it. I accidentally 30 concrete machines. So if I put a smart splitter right here and just turned it off, no more concrete. And the only thing coming out of here will be steel beams. Oh, concrete's fixed. Ta-da! Yeah, I think I'm calling it a video. $8,655 potential max power. And I made it all the way to half that before I had to put more power in. And I was able to run off the battery for like, how long? The other thing that I kind of struggle with this game that ends up making me feel overwhelmed and like, you know, don't know what to do first or don't do next is I think about at the end of the playthrough all of the potential stuff that you wasted or all of the potential things that you could have done differently or like the whole time that I had the entire factory shut down to let the backlog of parts go through the sorter. That could have been avoided if I had just made machines that were, you know, tuned to the ratio, but it's not that I don't know how. That whole starter factory in the beginning, with how absurd it was for fun. And I'm convincing myself of that, is what is the thing, like. I'm trying to console myself that I didn't waste my time. But no, I really didn't waste my time. I had a lot of fun. It was nice to run through the factory and just look up, and it was just this menagerie of stuff. Like, it was worse than this thing. It was worse than this. And that's the other reason that I like recording these videos is, even if nobody else watches them, I could go back and, because I think about my playthroughs, I remember certain moments from certain things, and like, if I have it recorded and I ever want to show somebody or tell somebody, yeah, it's right here in this video, if I remember what video it's from. I mean, and YouTube is nice enough to allow me to upload as much junk as I want. I mean, this just looks cool. Like, But yeah, I gotta call it a video before I talk myself into oblivion. Do have to do. Still need to do all of that. You gotta connect frames, quick wire, and obelisks. But yeah, now there should be no concrete and no concrete and no pipes. Yep. Nice. So that means that it's I can see it from here. I can see it chewing through the pipes from here. Oh no, that's the other thing. That's the overflow cycler. So every time the rotor machine kicks on, which it has enough wire to run at full speed the 3 assemblers. But every time that removes pipes, the recirculative overflow backup filters out new pipes and refills the ones that were consumed. But since there's no new pipes being added to the system, because I turned them off, eventually there will be no pipes, just like there's no plastic. And the same thing for the concrete thing. I think the only thing I've got that consumes concrete is the beam maker, which I'm pretty sure most of those tower boxes are full, but I mean, I'm gonna need more of those frames anyhow. I'm gonna need more of those beams anyway, until I get aluminum. And it's nice because it's hooked up to the sorter, and it's hooked up to, pretty sure the output is hooked up to the machine. Where is it? Yeah, it's only hooked up to the sorter. But if I need a lot of them, there's a whole tower over there. That is the one thing I know that you need a lot of for belts, is the encased beam. Okay, time to call it a video.